Hey gang, welcome to FXBilliards. Today we are going to analyze the game of one of our subscribers who asked me very nicely to analyze this game and told me we could publish it on FXBilliards. So we are going to take a look at Tim. Now Tim's been playing for a few years but just recently got serious about improving his game. So he has been working on the Billiard University exam, and Tim told me that he works a number of hours, 50 hours a week, and then has a commute. So he spends about an hour practicing, but he works on the Billiard University exam during his practice time. So my first recommendation is put the exam away, and what you're going to do is you're going to practice certain things and then grade yourself on the exam maybe once every 2 weeks. If you do the things that I'm going to recommend to you, your game is going to increase substantially in that 2-week time period between the time that you last took the exam and you take it again. So let's take a look at a few things and get started. For your initial practice sessions, all I want you to do is rack 15 balls, break them, and concentrate on the fundamental things that I'm going to give you today. First thing, we're going to work on your cue level. You have a tendency, as a lot of players do, of jacking up the back of the cue. So you want to keep the cue as level as possible for the shot that you're shooting and any obstacles that you have. One of the things that's happening on your shots, particularly your longer shots, is the cue ball is literally curving on its way to the object ball. That's a result of shooting down on the cue ball. The next thing I want you to do, and this is going to be a reoccurring theme in this video, is as you approach your shot, I want you to step towards the shot. In each of the situations that I posted here, you are stepping beside the shot, you're coming in sideways, you're coming in from different angles. It's okay to come in straight and step back, especially when you're dealing with a limited amount of space. But you want to be in line with that shot as you get down in your stance. And you can see on the screen, you actually came in sideways to line up with the shot. So that's not going to do you any good. Now, I am replaying this portion in slow motion. Watch how many times your body shifts before taking this shot. Now, this is in 1/3 speed. But you already shifted once. Here you're going to shift again, and you're going to shift a third time before executing the shot. The thing that you have to keep in mind is you want to have a straight line for that shot before you ever worry about your practice strokes. So practice coming in a straight line. There you can see you actually went backwards and slid over to get on this shot. Get yourself in a straight line, whether you start at the table and step back or you step forward as you should. Start out with a straight line and you're going to do a lot better. On this particular shot, I noticed that your grip hand, you do have a loose grip on the cue, which is recommended, but you need to get a tighter grip. You're holding it literally with just a couple fingers, and I want you to have a light grip, but I want that grip to be a little bit more secure. It'll allow you to shoot with more power. Now this shot I replayed again in slow motion. I want you to see a couple things. One, your warm-up strokes end with you hitting the cue ball off center. And you can tell that it's off center because the cue ball is spinning. All of that English was unwanted, and it's the result of your cue ball not being hit in the center. So pay close attention to hitting the cue ball in the center, and the way you're going to do that is making sure you have a straight stroke with good follow through. Now on the shot that's on the screen now, what you're looking to do is shoot a follow shot and end up in the square. Just like draw shots, follow shots are almost impossible to execute properly if you don't follow through. So getting the cue ball down table and into that square becomes very difficult if you're not following through on the shot. There you can see that you actually lifted the cue during the shot. Follow through, you need to shoot through the ball to get your follow through. There you followed through a little bit better, but still held back the cue. You're not going to hit that cue ball twice. You need to be confident, pushing through, following through on the shot. This is a weakness that even higher ranked players have, is following through on follow shots. A couple things hold players back. One, they think they're going to somehow hit the cue ball twice. The other thing is they don't realize just how high they can hit the cue ball without miscuing. And the third thing is they fail to follow through. It's a shot that is way, way underrated and should be given a lot more attention. Now here we have little short draw shots. These are some of the most difficult shots in pool because you have to have the speed, you have to have the accuracy, you have to have follow through, and players are very tempted to draw the cue back, as you can see you did there in slow motion. They draw the cue back as if the cue ball is going to come back and hit their cue. That shot, as simple and as short as it is, does not involve you pulling the cue back. It should also involve follow through. Now in these shots, you shoot them with a little bit more confidence, which a lot of players do because the cue ball is going to travel much further. It doesn't take as much touch. If you shot this with the same speed as you did the original very short shots, you would actually end up in the square. So speed control is one of the most difficult things, especially as you're looking to improve your game, because there's a lot of things to think about. Oh, Bryan's got me changing my stance. Now I have to follow through. I have to step into the shot, and I have to adjust my speed. Oh, and by the way, I have to also make the object ball. Yes, there's a lot to think about, but you're going to break these things down, work on them one at a time, stay away from the exam for a while, and just shoot balls in the pocket and work on position after you get comfortable with your level cue, your stepping into the stance, and all of the other things that we discussed here. The fundamentals on that last shot that you took were perfect, but you're concentrating on everything other than the ball going in the pocket at that time. On this shot, you stepped sideways twice, so you're already out of line, and then you get down in your stance and watch the cue. You have no chance of shooting that ball straight because you started out by moving sideways and then you're already out of alignment. So keep in mind you have to have those straight alignments. Here you start out at the table, you're already in line, and you can see you make the shot. You got a nice straight stroke on it. You follow through on the shot, and it's right in the pocket. And that was a more difficult shot than a lot of the other ones. In this shot, you move sideways for a shot that's going to be going to your left. That is probably one of the worst things you can possibly do, is to step sideways on a shot that's going to have to be cut. And also, I want you to watch the shot. Watch your head on the shot. You're actually turning your head to watch the ball go towards the side pocket. That is a recipe for disaster. So stay in line, stay down on the shot, and let the shot go. Watch this shot again. Straight line, started out in line, did not move sideways, got down on it, followed through, perfect shot. If you do nothing but watch that shot over and over again, you're going to improve your game. So I know I gave you a lot of things to think about, but you can break them down, work on them one at a time. I want to thank Tim very much for sharing his video with us and allowing us to use his video for educational purposes. Anyone else who would like us to look at their game, send me an email at fxbilliards@gmail.com. Again, it's fxbilliards@gmail.com. You guys who have not subscribed yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and guys, thank Tim for allowing us to use his video.